Unfortunately, the rest of the ultimate's still available for the side of DFM.
Pressure is on here, and it feels like PSG are in the driver's seat. DFM are trying to answer as Toltu just jumps into the middle of everyone. Wako's still untouched, and Toltu's almost down, but the Cyclone does manage to get onto the team. It's a GA out from Steel, but Wako's still alive, taken down to the backside. Aria trying to keep himself alive. The Cyclone causing chaos. Yutapon's still going as Azhi tries to shut him down, but it feels like DFM slowly winning the battle of attrition. JunJia wants the resets, but denied as Toltu will fall. It's absolute carnage on the Rift, but it's DFM that are the kings of chaos. It's DFM that come out on top.
DFM win the fight 3-5 right now. Gonna miss the charm. Should find this kill into Azhi in a second here. The question is, are they able
in your team and you kind of focus her down. It also did require a little bit more engage for the team because they were a little low on engage. Renata, she's very difficult if you're just supposed to shoot that out blindly at the start of the fight. Very easy to sidestep that, but if you're following up off of Wukong or something like that, it does make a little bit of sense for them there.
Certainly does. But we're headed towards the second game now. DFM, it is a best of 3. They get a second opportunity here to show us what they're made of here in London at MSI 2023. And there is a lower bracket if it all goes wrong, but they're hoping to push us to 3 here, and I'm hoping they do too. It's the first series of the day. It's the first series of the tournament. Let's hope for 3 games.
Yeah, we'll show off this new tournament strength, show us a best of 3. Of course, like you said, they'll still be live no matter what at the end of this game, but I definitely want to see a little bit more out of DFM.
You have the ability to do it. This is exactly what they've done domestically. And honestly, it's one of the questions that I've got for PSG moving into this tournament, moving into international players. Domestically, they've been fantastic in stacking those neutrals and being able to just do it through priority, figuring out when your opponent is going to reset. Woody channeling is in a light year here as he finds Harp with a hook, but the handshake turning it around, and Yutapon still full HP. This could be a disaster as Yutapon trying to chase for more, still has the flash available. Ghost channeled away as he's getting the damage onto Woody. Can they finish it? Yes, they can. Yutapon with first blood.
Woody hooks Harp underneath the turret, but that is not the threat there, and Yutapon takes that moment where there's no longer any threat available to dash in and find first blood in a long chase down.
You gotta believe somebody poisoned the wall.
I went, whoa! The whole crowd went, whoa, but we'll have to see if he can make a better use of the Blitzcrank here at the Rift Herald fight.
JunJia will walk away. Ubao moving over as well. You can see Azhi moving over. And apologize to Azhi if I'm pronouncing that wrong. I believe it is pronounced Azhi, but you know, my weak English tongue cannot maintain it. Woody knocked up here. He's going to be caught out, and with no flash available, you got to believe it's another pick for DFM. This is what we wanted to see. This is the pace we wanted.
Yeah, I went, whoa! The whole crowd went, whoa, but we'll have to see if he can make a better use of the Blitzcrank here at the Rift Herald fight.
JunJia will walk away. Ubao moving over as well. You can see Azhi moving over. And apologize to Azhi if I'm pronouncing that wrong. I believe it is pronounced Azhi, but you know, my weak English tongue cannot maintain it. Woody knocked up here. He's going to be caught out, and with no flash available, you got to believe it's another pick for DFM. This is what we wanted to see. This is the pace we wanted.
Yeah, DFM being much more aggressive this time around, finding angles. We'll see if Toll's in trouble here, though he should be able to just hop over the wall to steal, maybe, if he's got it up.
It's good looking for a fight, honestly. Steel's just over the wall. The all-out comes out from Toll 2. JunJia not quite on the right side of the wall, forced to ult himself as Harp has moved on over as well. The knockback onto Azhi. Oh, the hostile takeover doesn't quite connect, but Toltu does not care about that one. Steel finds yet another kill, and this is a snowball that has begun to roll.
Man, DFM
could be their first strike of the tournament. If they can just find that objective, but JunJia very much aware of the situation, has that Herald to try and push a lane with if he wants, but Woody's here charging into the play, wants to find a hook for himself. It's going to be a full-on 4v4 as ubao enters the fray as well. JunJia, is he trying to go for a steal as the all-in comes out? That's a nice little Moonlight Vigil as well. Woody in the middle of everything, Steel low on HP. Dragon gets low, but Steel grabs it. No, in fact, it was Yutapon to finish the job. Gets a kill for himself as well, looking for more as he dives over the wall. Wako flashed off, and now Azhi in a 1v1 with a Zeri. I don't think he can win that one. It's a double for Yutapon.
On this far side of the play, though, Steel and Aria got dropped. I believe it was ubao picking one of those up. We'll see now the teleport out.
The chicken's trying to punish.
Able to overall, but it does feel very good for Yutapon in particular to be up 1,000 gold and further along.
Azhi trying to get cheeky with it here. This is something he's kind of known for domestically, having great flanks for the team fights. TP being channeled as Herald is dropped in the mid lane. Oh boy. Feels like we're posturing for a fight here, Mark.
Yes, sir. You can see Azhi coming in the backside, wants to get an ult and knock people into the turret.
This could be massive if he can find Yutapon still. Flashes away Yutapon, knocked up, knocked back. The rest of the team can't follow up though, because Toll too, making him pay the toll on the backside of the play. Woody next to go down as Aria gets the resets, and suddenly PSG are torn asunder.
PSG tried to make that play happen. We all saw it coming, but they did not coordinate it quite well enough, and DFM were able to absorb that pressure, turn that fight around, find 3 kills, mid lane turret with the Rift Herald down, and at perfect timing, the Baron spawns at the very end of that fight. DFM are going to try and force this one down. We'll see if PSG can stop it.
She's here. It means you can be just that little bit more aggressive.
And not a ton of tools on the side of PSG to poke that one off. I feel like that's where sometimes people tunnel on what it can prevent without realizing what's up.
Cyclone comes in, Aria over the wall as well. Azhi just caught in the middle of everyone. Tries to escape and almost does, but taken down in the end. And DFM continue to push forwards. Baron in pocket, 5 members strong in the mid lane. It's Toll 2, might have gone too deep for this one. They've run out of minions as well. He's knocked up, he's under the tower, but the all out pulls him out to safety and flips the play on its head. DFM are looking good.
Fan and me, having watched TSMs and Team Liquids of old, where there's this very heavy focus on scaling and control, and because you're the best team in your region, you kind of default win your lanes, and people don't play you quite normally, and you're able to kind of scale. And DFM, I think, respected PSG a little bit too much in game 1, and in game 2, forcing a lot more often.
TV coming out from DFM here as they want to try and find the fight, and they might have just found it as well. Wako taken down by Aria, who finds the backline and finds those charms, finds the resets, finds everything for DFM.
DFM punish and collapse so quickly. This is one of the things that they are incredible at, is the angles of playmaking. They can come from all over the map. The teleport coming in there from Aria, finding Wako on the backside of that fight, able to finish him off, does give them the path to grab this mid lane inhibitor turret. We'll see how far they want to go here.
Oh, a knockback as well. This could be the snowball. A pick onto ubao as the tower is taken down. ubao with the double Zonyas keeps himself alive for a little bit longer. Not long enough as he's taken down. It won't be the end of the game, but it will be a mid lane inhib.
Mid lane inhib taken for free basically a minute before Baron is back alive, so all the summoners and spells, or excuse me, ultimates and spells used there will be back available for DFM when the neutral objective respawns. Just such a nice pick off there, punishing PSG stepping forward for that vision control.
Yutapon feeling fantastic.
The entirety of PSG into that mid lane. You saw JunJia have to ult over the wall, and I thought for sure this is where Toll 2 is just going to ult someone right back to the rest of the team, but instead kind of slow played that fight, gave PSG the window to get out. Now that's a lot of ultimates down for the side of DFM.
We got a pincer play coming through. DFM ready. The Berserk actually keeps him walking away. Azhi locked up in the team, flashes out to safety. Toll 2 locked up as Wako is firing away, flashes into the play, and the follow-ups there from PSG. Azhi now denying Toll 2, knocks him up and takes him out as JunJia getting resets in the backside of the play. And PSG, against all odds, find their mark.
PSG absorbed the engage by DFM, kited out, and Wako sees his moment to flash in with a monstrous Aphelios ultimate there, finishing off multiple members of DFM and buying PSG their foothold back into this game. Gonna grab a Baron on the tail end of that fight.
Look, PSG say you can take one Mountain Drake, you can take a Chemtech Drake, but you cannot fighting for those pots. And a single bit of Infernum hits half. It's a third of his health.
Yeah, definitely have to be careful. Wako's starting to hurt.
It's going to be Toll 2 using the all out, trying to pull JunJia into the play, but he gets back towards his team. Ult for ult.
Yeah, but there's also the commitment of Steel's ultimate there as well. Now there's missing 2 big ultimates for DFM here, only costing JunJia, who, of course, if he can find a kill, can just grab that one right back up.
Now, all out being on cooldown could be an issue as Toll 2 keeps himself safe for the time being. Dragon started, and we might just have a 50-50 on our hands. Steel,
yeah, we're going to flip it.
He's going to need to live up to his name here. The Everfrosts come on through, but it's a fight instead as Toll 2 is on the backside. But Wako just shredding through his health bar has said it's a good charm from Aria, but it's not good enough. So we do find the kill onto Toll 2, and now we reset back onto Drake once more. Steel in the pit here. JunJia turns gold, and Steel has to try and make the magic happen, but the smite's there for JunJia. It's Soul as Wako charging into the backside. He's got a million shurikens and a dream of a victory as Aria falls.
looking for more onto Steel and Harp. They flee for their lives as another goes to Wako. And PSG, you can just never count them out.
We said we saw it coming. PSG there find the monstrous soul point fight, able to absorb the initial engage by DFM there, and then Wako on the back end of that fight, just obliterating Toll2 and then charging into the front side of it with so many chakrams stacked up.
And I feel like we've been talking about this slow, steady gameplay from PSG in general. I feel like that fight was a slow, steady fight. They read the situation, they understood what DFM needed to do, and they played around it. That is some serious, cognizant mind play. Quite aggressive. Still walks away with his life. A single control ward answered by 2 by DFM as Toll2 tries to find the engage himself, but the Everfrost denies it once more. Yutapon grouping up with his team as Azhi still in the mid lane right now. Needs to get over to his squad if he wants to be a part of this 5v5. Toll2 being that bruiser on the front side. Toll2 goes in, looks for the fight actually here as he goes for the all-out onto JunJia. It's not really worked out for them, but ubao uses his own ultimate to deny that engage, so kind of a trade of ultimates here. ubao threatening the all-in, but doesn't commit. JunJia as well, consistently poking. This feels tense, Mark.
Yeah, very tense. Toll2's ultimate being down means he has to go back to base. Will have the ultimate, or excuse me, the teleport to rejoin once he tops his health back up, but that means another team fight in a row where he has not been able to find a critical member of the team. Fortunately, the rest of the ultimate's still available for the side of DFM.
Pressure is on here, and it feels like PSG are in the driver's seat. DFM are trying to answer as Toll2 just jumps into the middle of everyone. Wako still untouched, and Toll2's almost down, but the Cyclone does manage to get onto the team. It's a GA out from Steel, but Wako's still alive, take it down to the backside. Aria trying to keep himself alive. The Cyclone causing chaos. Yutapon's still going as Azhi tries to shut him down, but it feels like DFM slowly winning the battle of attrition. JunJia wants the resets, but denied as Toll2 will fall. It's absolute carnage on the Rift, but it's DFM that are the kings of chaos. It's DFM that come out on top.
DFM win the fight 3-5 right now. Gonna miss the charm. Should find this kill into Azhi in a second here. The question is, are they able to end? 30 seconds before Wako and Woody are back alive. Doesn't look like that's gonna be on the table. We'll see if they just grab this soul point and then reset for Baron. Crazy, crazy fight there as DFM all in onto Wako, knowing they had to finish him off and just barely landed the last auto attack by Yutapon, I think it was, that found that kill.
Absolute insanity in the fight. The gold's still barely different between the teams.
The charm on Wako, but Woody was low enough that he had enough damage to finish him off, and now it's a 4v5 charge up the mid lane.
Who cares about Baron when you've got a man advantage in a minute and a half on Elder Dragon? This is everything DFM needed to keep themselves in the series. After a heartbreaker of a mid game, after a monumental early game, perhaps this is enough for them to take PSG out and push us to game number 3. JunJia on the front line will be taken down. Big damage coming across the team as Wako wide on his ultimate, but the Gale Force is there. Steel will fall. It's 1-for-1 between the teams, and Wako wants a little bit more.
Wako wants a little bit more. They do find the kill onto Steel. They did end up dropping him there, so now it's a 4v3. Both junglers down. Woody back alive. This is getting very scary for DFM.
Man, Wako is a living turret. DFM can't even go close to the guy without getting shredded. Aria ults over the wall. Wako trying to clear the wave as fast as possible, but it's Woody caught out again as Toll2 dives under the tower, answers with his own life, and again, 1-for-1.
This is absolute insanity, the fact that you saw Toll2 trying to charge into Wako.
To this fight that's potentially up in a minute's time. JunJia sparring already. Steel hooked. No, it's the clone.
The clone.
Whew. I thought that was the real one for just a split second there. We do have a Renata in this game. We're on a 6-item Aphelios. If that hostile takeover hits Wako, he can two-shot his team if he's got Infernum on. Like, this is dangerous territory. Keep your eyes on what Harp's bringing to the table. He's rooted by ubao, though, to start this fight off, and already ubao using his ultimate. JunJia has to just abandon his mid laner. They're trying to trade for Toll2, but in the meantime, ubao's going to go down. DFM starts strong, but Toll2 does go down, and now the follow-up from Wako as well. The Moonlight Vigil onto Harp, but they don't have the damage to finish the kills off. Charm goes wide. And PSG try and make a play for the mid lane.
Top for mid, both 80 carries alive right now. Toll2 buying space for his team, overextended a little bit, and Harp again not quite able to land a huge hostile takeover. Tagged some members of PSG on the back end, but not the Aphelios. The hook lands!
It's the real one this time, a huge hook from Woody. Steel, half HP, has the GA to work with. The cask not enough. The shield
Ignite
saves the play, and Steel somehow gets away with the skin of his teeth.
Yeah, but he doesn't have enough time to go back to base to heal, so he's trying to lifesteal a little bit off these jungle camps before, because the Elder Dragon has respawned.
Half health on the Elder already. They do this so fast with red and white weapons for Wako. JunJia needs to find his smite. Steel could live up to his name here as Azhi over the wall. Steel found alone. The clone goes down. The knockup is there. GA procced. This could be it for PSG as Steel found wanting and taken down. Aria next to try and save his jungler, but Wako flashes after him. The Calibrum not quite there to finish the job, but Yutapon left alone. And suddenly nowhere to go. Yutapon will go down and PSG take their Elder as their reward.
PSG in the tensest of moments, finding ways to play these fights out. Steel not having time to heal after a monster hook by Woody forced him low. That was the impetus for that whole situation. And now with the Elder on, looks like they're going to try and end. Easy cleanse there by Wako.
Ult comes across the team, but it's not enough. Ubao charging forwards. And with Elder, you've got to believe that this is it unless some kind of miracle can save DFM. As the PCS show up to MSI once again with great expectations and a great reality. PSG go 2-0 in their first game. They wipe DFM despite a tough early game, and they show us why they must be feared.